Please ensure if you would like to participate in the drawing today for NaviTrader that you send your email to support@navitrader.com. And again, that is in the chat room as well. Please ensure that you are sending your email to support@navitrader.com rather than inputting your email address in the chat. Thanks. Hello and welcome to today's NinjaTrader Ecosystem webinar event with Steve and Janie Wheeler of NaviTrader. My name is Tiffany and I am a platform representative at NinjaTrader. Today's webinar is interactive, so if you'd like to ask questions during the presentation, please open the chat window. You can open the chat by moving your mouse to the bottom of the Zoom window and pressing the chat icon. Once you have the chat window enabled, I'd like to test for audio and visual. So if you can hear my voice and see the projection in the screen, please type a Y into the chat now. Thank you all for confirming that. Again, we have a very special event with you today with Steve Wheeler of NaviTrader. But before we get started, I'd like to place a poll into the room. While you fill that out, I'd like to mention that it is important to understand that there are substantial risks trading risks in trading commodity future contracts and Forex. You should carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you, and it will depend on your specific circumstances and financial resources. It is possible to lose all funds deposited with your broker and could even incur losses beyond these amounts. Please inquire at the link provided for more information or for a copy of the CFTC full risk disclosure. Also, please remember that these training webinars are not a solicitation nor a recommendation, but simply educational in nature. This webinar is presented by NinjaTrader LLC, which is the technology company responsible for developing and supporting the NinjaTrader trading software. Brokerage-related questions should be directed to the NinjaTrader brokerage directly at the information provided. Thank you all for filling out that poll. The question is, what type of tools or services have you used from the NinjaTrader ecosystem? It appears that 45% of you are using it for indicators and strategies. 24% of you are using the NinjaTrader ecosystem for education, 3% for programming services, and 27% of you have not yet used the NinjaTrader ecosystem. The NinjaTrader ecosystem website is home to hundreds of third-party apps and services, all centered around the NinjaTrader platform. With new tools added nearly every day, NinjaTrader ecosystem is home to hundreds of apps and services. You can quickly and easily find the tools and services you're looking for with a simple keyword search. You'll also find information about upcoming webinars and on-demand video archive to view event recordings at the link provided. For up-to-date information, be sure to like or follow NinjaTrader ecosystem on all social media. I have provided both Twitter as well as Facebook links. NinjaTrader is always free for advanced charting, strategy backtesting, and trade simulation. To ensure you are on the latest version of NinjaTrader and pick up a free live data trial, please visit the following link. You can purchase or lease NinjaTrader at the following link. And if you're just getting started with NinjaTrader, we offer free live training on a daily basis. You can view a schedule of weekly webinars at the following link. We're very excited for this unique event in which Steve will demonstrate easy automation technologies to help pinpoint robust setup and identify market direction. Thanks again for your attendance today. And without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome to the NinjaTrader webinar room, Steve. Please take it away, Steve.
All right, well, thanks, Tiffany. Welcome, everyone. Really excited to participate in this webinar here today. Appreciate NinjaTrader for sponsoring this event. Here at NaviTrader, we've been developing charts and automated systems since 2002. I run a real-time room every morning. It's really a mentoring room where we show people how to use the tools that I'm going to show you here today. A little reminder, we will have a drawing at the end of the webinar for a one-year subscription to a product that we have called Strategy Finder. This is a system you can actually use to backtest our charts. So that's a one-year subscription to the Strategy Finder. We'll have a drawing at the end of the webinar. Also, we will follow up this webinar with 4 live market sessions. That's where you'll actually be able to see our charts performing under real-time market conditions. Right now it's 4:15, so the market essentially is closed. But you will be invited. All you have to do is send an email to support@navitrader.com. We're going to invite you to 4 live market sessions. Also, at the end of the webinar today, we will have announce our special for today, and we will provide a $100 coupon that you can apply to that special for all those people who send an email. Send that email to support@navitrader.com. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to talk about today are correlated automated signals. I've been trading for a long time, and what the market has taught me is that you need to take out all the ambiguity and emotions out of your trading. The biggest problem that a lot of traders have is, first of all, They decide to take trades based on some gut feel, which unfortunately in most cases is not overly successful. So what I'm going to show you today are actually automated signals. I trade my own account every day, and I use these charts that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you the exact signals that I look for to take the trades. All right, so I show you how the charts will show you the entry and exit decisions that you can make. We're going to show you a number of different trade setups we look for. Again, the setups are really automated setups, so they're very easy to see. It's not like you have to look at nine different charts to figure out what's going on. Another key area of trading is your risk management, which is really balancing your risk and reward. We do now have the micro futures contracts available, and I think you're going to find the micro futures are a good solution for a lot of traders, especially if you're just beginning. It's a little bit more like starting with training wheels as opposed to starting out with the E-mini or the NASDAQ, for example. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Of course, the key thing with futures trading is knowing market direction. I'm going to show you our charts in this presentation today, and you'll see that on each price bar, we actually show you market direction based on the color of that bar. All right, so we make the charts very visual. If you think about trading success, it really has to do with making quality decisions. If you think about your entire life, where you're at today, at this very moment, is a result of every decision that you've made in your life. Trading is no different. Your quality of your trading is going to be dependent on the quality of the decisions you're making each day. And of course, managing risk and reward is very important. We know that no matter how good the indicator or system we're following, nothing is going to work 100% of the time. So you have to be able to manage your risk. And we're going to talk more about that as we go along. All right, so everything that we do here at NaviTrader is really rules-based trading. And that's a key area. One thing I would recommend to everyone is make a decision that you're going to commit to trading a system. All right, so the importance of that is it removes the ambiguity, it removes the emotions from your trading, which are really the killer of most trading profits when people start taking those emotional trades. All right, so if you have a set of rules, then at that point, you can actually test those rules. If you don't have any rules, there's no way that you can test what you're doing, because you're going to be doing one thing one day and something else the next. All right, so the third step is actually commit to using those rules. And I'm going to show you those as we go along here today. And here's the first example. All right, so the top chart, these charts are NaviRenko charts. They are unique. You can see on the charts, we have the magenta arrows for sell signals, and we have green arrows for buy signals. Now, one of the big benefits of our charts is they will keep you in a trend for quite a long time. You can see here we had a sell signal at 98.61, and the market moved down about just about 100 points on that sell signal. But you can see the real key thing here is that we had the same signal on two different correlated charts at the same time. That's really one of the key elements that we're going to talk about here today, is getting the correlated signals. And again, the big benefit here is that we're actually automating the signal. It makes it very easy to see. There's no real question. Either the signal is there or it's not there. All right, so here's another example of these correlated signals. The top chart is the NASDAQ volume chart. The bottom chart is a NASDAQ Renko chart. These are NaviRenko charts. By the way, everything that I'm showing here today we run exclusively in the NinjaTrader platform. one of the reasons we do that is because I believe that NinjaTrader is really the premier trading platform in the world today, and also a very crucial area. The people at NinjaTrader put a very high degree of importance on supporting their products, supporting and developing their products. So very, very good company in terms of providing good customer support. Here at NaviTrader, we're also very committed to that same kind of customer support. All right, so again, here's the magenta arrows are sell signals. We put green arrows for buy signals. And again, I look for the correlated signals. All right, here's two charts, the NASDAQ and the E-mini, where on both these charts, we had the same buy signal at the same time. All right, so the more that you can do to automate these signals, the better. It just takes a lot, it takes that ambiguity out of the out of your trading. All right, so the signals too on our screen are actually based on our interpretation of the trend on these charts. So you can see on the very left part of the screen, we had a buy signal. Our system interpreted that as a higher low. This next buy signal it interpreted as a higher low. The next sell signal it interpreted as a lower high. Now these charts are unique. You won't see them anywhere else. And I'm going to explain a lot more about these charts as we go along today. All right, so another thing that a lot of traders like, I personally like it myself for my own trading, is being able to automate your trade management. Okay, automated trailing stops. So you can see on this screen, this red line above the price bars. The red line above the price bars, you can use as your automated trailing stop. One of the features of NinjaTrader version 8 is the ability to attach an order to an indicator. You know, the indicator that you're looking at is the NaviTrader indicator. So the red line would be your trailing stop. So when you're in a trade, if you'd be short on this trade, you attach your buy stop order to the red line, and the system will actually manage the trade for you. Okay, so that's the automated trailing stops. Again, this is a NaviTrader. This is a Navi Renko chart. These Renko charts are unique. You won't see them anywhere else. All right, so in addition to giving you the signals, we also provide the signals in the alerts log. The alerts log is part of the NinjaTrader platform. All you have to do to bring up the alerts log is click from the NinjaTrader Control Center, click on New, and then Alerts Log. And then each one of our alerts will show up in the alerts log. It does time and date stamp each one, and it will show you which instrument it's for and whether it's a long or short signal. All right, so the charts can be applied to any market. Here's a chart on crude oil. By the way, if you have any questions, post them into the chat area. I'd be happy to answer them as we go along. I will more than likely answer most of them towards the end of the session. You can also send an email to support@navitrader.com if you prefer to do that. All right, so here's an example on crude oil. You can see here we had a buy signal. And when we're using these volume charts, we want to take trades in the direction of the actual signal line. That's this green line underneath the price bars. All right, so that's a volume chart signal on crude oil. All right, so as I said before, very crucial part of your trading is, as much as possible, taking as much ambiguity out of your trading, take the emotions out of your trading, and use an objective set of signals. I can tell you with my own trading, I don't try to predict anything. When the market opens up each day, I have no idea what's going to happen. I just react to what the signals are telling me. All right, so as I said before, too, a big part of your trading, too, is balancing risk and reward. I'm going to talk more about that as we go along. All right, so with respect to risk, at a very basic level, each one of your futures contracts, I'm assuming a lot of people are experienced futures traders, but in case you have questions on this, each futures contract has a contract specification which specifies the tick value, which is the dollar movement per minimum movement of that futures contract. So your risk really formula is the tick value times the number of contracts times the distance in ticks where your stop is from your entry point. All right, so that's going to define your initial risk on the trade. All right, so some general guidelines with risk management. Always use stops and always size your positions correctly. By the way, here at NaviTrader, we do publish guidelines on risk management in terms of how you should size your positions with respect to your account size and what contracts you're trading and that kind of thing. If anyone would like that publication, we'll be more than happy to send it to you. Just send an email to support@navitrader.com. All right, so as I said before, part of risk management too really is trading a system. Trading a system is actually part of your risk management, because if you're not trading a system, you're not really managing your risk correctly, because you're just, again, you're not taking trades based on some objective reason. All right, so I'm a pilot, and one of the things that pilots do is they use a checklist. Even if a pilot has thousands of hours of flight experience, they still use a checklist. So all professional pilots use checklists. Probably one of the reasons that the commercial aircraft or airline industry has the impeccable safety record is because they use checklists. And of course, nowadays with electronics, a lot of these checklists are displayed on the actual screen of the airplane, the cockpit screen. So, and of course, the checklist is going to be somewhat dependent on the aircraft they're flying, of course. But they do use checklists for every phase of flight, before start, after start, before takeoff, and so on. So various checklists depending on what phase of flight they're in. Trading is really the same thing. You should really use a checklist with your trading. Here's a checklist that you can use before you get into a trade. Check for any pending news. For example, this morning at 8:30, we had jobless claims report. So you want to be aware of any pending news. Second item is, do I have conditions for entry? In other words, on my screen, do I actually have the signals that I need to get into my trade? Number 3, am I trading the correct instrument? Okay, that's important, obviously, because you want to be trading the instrument that you've gotten the signal for. And my stop and target strategy selected. Within NinjaTrader, the NinjaTrader platform, they have an ATM strategy that you can define in terms of where your stop and your target's going to be placed once you're into the trade. All right, have I selected the correct account? So if I'm trading a number of different accounts, have I selected the correct one to trade? Am I sizing my trade correctly? Number 7, think. I usually like to take just a few seconds before entering a trade just to kind of double check, make sure I've covered all these bases. Okay, so once we've done that, we're into the trade, then it's important to manage the trade, manage your trailing stops, exit trades at partial positions at targets, close a position at a trailing stop if that's how you're getting out of the trade. All right, it's also important to monitor your daily profit and loss. You want to set some goals for yourself in terms of profit and loss, some limits. Okay, so very important area, monitor your daily profit and loss. Then at the end of the trading day, good idea to update your daily log. You can keep that in a notebook. You can also put it in a spreadsheet or whatever you prefer to do. Also check for any open orders or open positions or orders that are sitting there. You can check that within the NinjaTrader platform just by going to orders and click cancel all orders, all open orders. That'll cancel any open orders. Also, under the positions tab, it'll show you if you have any positions open. All right, so I like to, at the end of the day, to set the platform to global simulation mode, just to make sure that the only thing that's going to happen in after hours is going to be simulation trades. All right, again, monitor your daily profit and loss and note any lessons from that day. Each day that you trade, hopefully you'll learn something. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of what you've learned that day. All right, so going back to what we were talking about, the charts, you can see these charts are very visual. Okay, so either we have a signal or we do not have a signal. Okay, so here we had a buy signal. Here we had a sell signal. All right, so on any signal, as I said before, I really don't know what the market's going to do. Here we had a signal that moved up, and even getting out on a trailing stop, we would have come out with some kind of profit, probably not a lot. Here we had a sell signal, and of course you can get out of these trades on targets or trailing stops, or both. As I said before, for a lot of traders too, I do now recommend the micro futures. They are very liquid. A lot of people trading them. Big advantage in the micro futures is you can scale your positions correctly. Start out with a small position if the trade's working for you. Add to it if it's not. Get out of the trade. Wait for the next signal. All right, so again, here's the trend indicator charts. As I said, the signals are actually driven by what our charts are interpreting as the trend. So here it's interpreting a high or low, went to the green bars, moved up. So when we came down here on these red bars, that's really interpreted as a counter trend trade. But you can see nonetheless, we did get a big move in that particular example. And here we had the next buy signal. All right, so the price bars, the bars with no gold frame, we call power bars. Some of the bars within a trend, we're going to get these consolidation bars. Those are the gold frame bars. And then again, the green line underneath the green price bars, you can use as a trailing stop. Again, with the NinjaTrader platform version 8, you do have the ability to attach an order to an indicator. All right. So again, automated trade management built in. Here's another, again, the trailing stops are the green lines on the green price bars, red lines on the red price bars. Here we had a number of sell signals followed by a buy signal. All right, so again, the big benefit here is on these charts, you either have a signal or you don't. It really takes the ambiguity out of your trading. All right, so here's another example of a very simple setup. Here's using two volume charts on top, NASDAQ and E-mini. You can see the red signal line above the volume chart price bars. And then on the bottom, we've got the MNQ and the MES with red bars. So you can even take trades when all these charts either are all green or all red. So here's an example where the E-mini and NASDAQ were red on all these bars. All right, so again, easy to identify these trade signals. Buy signals are the green arrows. As I said before, we will follow this session up with 4 live sessions. First one will be tomorrow afternoon. Then we'll have 3 more next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So if you send an email to support@navitrader.com, we will invite you to those live sessions. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example of some of the setups we look for. Here's a volume chart setup. Here's a volume chart on the NASDAQ where we had a sell signal. Here's another volume chart. Now, with our volume charts, a very typical pattern is for the market to pull back to the signal line. So we get a red magenta arrow sell signal, very typical to pull back near that signal line. In the case of a red line, and move down. All right, so here's the correlated signals on the Renko charts. By the way, for all of our members, we do provide our member room where we show these signals every day in real time. And we also have it on our website. We have a member webinars on our website that you can also review. All right, so here's 2 trend buy signals. Okay, so interpret this as a higher low, another higher low. All right, so sometimes too we get, you can see on our charts, we do have these consolidation bars. Anytime we break above or below a consolidation bar on these Renko charts, you usually get a very tradable move in the direction of the move relative to that previous consolidation bar. Okay, here's a volume chart where we had a buy signal. Again, you can see a typical pattern is pull back near that signal line on the volume chart. The consolidation bars you can use also as a trade signal. We break above a consolidation bar or below a consolidation bar. Typically, you'll see a big move in that direction. Here's all the charts simply with the same signal line color on the E-mini and NASDAQ. Top 2 charts are volume charts, bottom 2 charts are Renko charts. All right, so of course, these markets tend to overreact in both directions. So we do have an indicator called the Navi Big Mo indicator. That's where we get these green dots on this chart. This is a 60-minute chart where we had the green dots, which will usually indicate an extreme on the upside. The red dots will generally indicate an extreme on the downside. Here's a volume chart, again on the E-mini, we're at a buy signal. Again, you can see the pullbacks to the signal line can be used for re-entries or long positions. All right, so as we mentioned before, with the NinjaTrader platform, you do have the ability to use the ATM strategies. You can define your ATM strategy in terms of ticks, where it's going to put the stop and the profit target relative to your entry point, which is something I do recommend. All right, so again, here's the automated sell signals. There's a number of automated buy signals. There's a buy signal on the Dow. Sell signal followed by 4 buy signals. All right, so if anyone has questions, please type them in. I do recommend to everyone just attend our live sessions. We will have 4 live sessions that will follow up after this webinar. I see a question, do our indicators work in NinjaTrader 7? Yes, we do support NinjaTrader 7 and 8. I see a comment, long time since NASDAQ's trading at 6,800. Yeah, we show different charts from different time frames just so you can see the charts work, whether we're trading at 6,800 or 12,000 or whatever the market's at. See a comment, I understand this works for micros as well. Yes, it does work for, this will work for any instrument that's supported by the NinjaTrader platform. And that you have data for, of course. See a question on when are the live sessions. They are going to be tomorrow afternoon. We will send you an invite if you send an email to support@navitrader.com. I see a question, do the signals place a stop? Yeah, when you get into the trade, if you select an ATM strategy within the NinjaTrader platform, it will place a stop and a profit target for you. All right, so we're just going to kind of run through a few more of these charts, and then we'll get to the special here today. And I will answer any more questions. All right, so as I said before, do send an email to support@navitrader.com. We will have a drawing in a few minutes for the Strategy Finder. This would be for a 1-year subscription to the Strategy Finder. You can use it to backtest. Also, if you send an email, we will invite you to the live market sessions, which are tomorrow afternoon, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. All right, so for our special for today, we have a bonus for everyone in attendance. For the first 20 new signups, you're going to get an extra year of our charts. So normally you would get 3 years of our charts. You'll get 1 more year. So 4 years of our charts, which are the Trendicator charts, which include the automated trailing stops, automated trade management, and everything I've shown you here today. The automator is the system that actually puts the automated signals on the screen, the buy and sell signals in real time. So instead of 3 years, you get 4 years of the automated setups. We also have a Trade Finder Market Analyzer. The Market Analyzer is also another tool we've developed here at NaviTrader to help you pinpoint trade opportunities. So you get 4 years of the Trade Finder. All right, so all the charts and indicators you get for 4 years. Now we also have a live market member room. And instead of 3 months in that room, you'll get 4 months. Our philosophy here at NaviTrader is failure is not an option. We want everyone to be successful. I've got people that have been customers since the very beginning of our business, which is 2002. And of course, we're getting new members all the time. So you get 4 months in our room, which is open from 9 to 11 Eastern, Monday through Friday. All right, so for everyone that becomes a new member too, we do a one-on-one session. I'll connect up with your computer and with you on the phone, and just confirm that your charts are all set up correctly. Answer any questions you have either on our charts or on the NinjaTrader platform. And we do provide unlimited support for the entire 4 years of your subscription. we do also have training videos on our website for our members. So we have a lot of people that are members that maybe they're in a much different time zone where they would rather just listen to the videos. So you're always welcome to do that as well. All right, so you get all this, 4 years of the charts, 4 months in the room, $32.77. However, if you'd like to save another $1,000, be one of the first 20 to respond, email us at support@navitrader.com. So that brings it down to $22.77. And then for everyone in attendance today, we're going to give you a $100 bonus coupon. So that will bring it down to $21.77. 4 years of the charts, 4 months in our room, and unlimited support. All right, so let me go ahead and just review for any questions. Okay, we are going to have our drawing. So the drawing for the strategy finder, congratulations. I'm going to read the first part of your email to protect your privacy. So the winner of the strategy finder 1-year subscription is Roger T, R-O-G-E-R-T. I believe this session will be recorded and put on YouTube. See some questions on pricing. We did go over that just a second ago. If anyone would like, just send an email to support@navitrader.com and just request pricing information. We'll be glad to send you a written description of that. All right, so I think that pretty well covers the, let me just make sure I've covered all the questions. If anyone has a question you feel it didn't get covered thoroughly, just send an email to support@navitrader.com. We'd be glad to answer that for you. All right, so with that, let me turn it back over to Tiffany. Let me thank all the great people at NinjaTrader for making this event possible today. And thanks, Tiffany, for your help. And we'll look forward to seeing everyone in our live market sessions that are coming up starting tomorrow afternoon.
Perfect. Well, I would like to start off by giving a special thank you to Steve Wheeler of NaviTrader for a great presentation today. Everyone in attendance here today will receive an on-demand video recording of today's event, so just keep an eye out for that email. You should see in the next day or two. NinjaTrader ecosystem is pleased to sponsor these weekly vendor events as a value-added service for our clients. If you find value in these events, we hope you will attend them on a regular basis. We would like to remind you the information provided in this was of NaviTrader and not of NinjaTrader. All information was for educational purposes and should not be construed as trading advice. Again, we appreciate the time you spend with us. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you in future webinars. Happy trading from all of us at NinjaTrader ecosystem, and thank you again so much, Steve. And I am going to leave the room open just a little bit longer so everybody can get all of the contact information for NaviTrader. Otherwise, enjoy your holidays, and we'll see you soon.